The cheapest electric car in Europe, it's made in China, but still, people love it. And it just got a whole lot better. Hello my friends, welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans, you're watching the Electric Viking. I've just had a bit of a crash, been to hospital. I'll try not to hold my arms up too much so you don't have to look at my injuries. But anyway, Dacia Spring. It's just been upgraded. It's the cheapest proper electric car you can buy in Europe. It starts at around 12 to 13,000 euros with incentives included, of course, but you can actually get them for around 15,000 euros, period. And for that price, it's a good car. Now, to be fair, it's a Chinese-made EV. Not that that's a bad thing at all, but I'm saying there are much better EVs in China for this price. But of course, then you've got to ship them from China to Europe. The shipping costs money. Then there are actually port fees and other fees that companies have to pay to get these vehicles to Europe. There's compliance fees. So that's why the price is a bit more in Europe. Plus, they've of course got local distributors in Europe that want to make a cut on top. So when you consider all that, this is actually a pretty good car for the price. This is the second facelift for the Dacia Spring. It brings some pretty good new features. Now, the ironic thing here is this car is actually in a lot of ways very similar to the Mazda MX-30, which cost around 3 times the price. Yes, this car has a low range, but it's about 1/3 the cost of the MX-30. It's actually priced as cheap as 12,000 euros with, in some countries, depending on incentives. For example, in France, you can get them for around 12,000 euros. Okay. It's not got a very big battery. It's a 27 kilowatt hour lithium iron phosphate battery. It gives the vehicle a WLTP range of 140 miles. That's 225 kilometers. Perfect second car for a lot of households, I'd say. It's got 2 electric motor options. One has 33 kilowatt or 44 horsepower. The other one has 48 kilowatt or 64 horsepower. It doesn't sound like much. Now, if that was an internal combustion engine, you'd be saying not enough power, but because it's got a fair bit of torque, you don't notice it so badly. I think that the power is enough. Charging. AC charging, 7.4 kilowatt. DC charging, 30 kilowatt. Most charging for a vehicle like this would be done at home, though, I'd say. Now, it has one cool feature, vehicle to load. So you can use it if you've got solar panels in your house, you can charge it with that, or you can use it for other things, maybe even charging another electric car. I believe it has V2V as well. Anyway, output isn't huge for vehicle to load. It's 3.5 kilowatt, but that's enough to power your fridge, an air conditioner, etc. Don't know about you guys, but I think it actually looks really, really good, especially for a bargain vehicle. It's got LED driving lights. It's got a 7-inch configurable instrument cluster on all trim levels and a 10-inch infotainment touchscreen on the center console. So you're getting a 7-inch screen right in front of you, then a 10-inch screen in the middle. It's also got a redesigned interior, which, to be fair, doesn't look fantastic, but for this price, I think it looks decent. So how big is this vehicle? Well, it's a bit smaller than a Toyota Corolla. It looks kind of big in these images because it's actually got a bigger interior space than you would think. It's got actually more space on the inside than a Corolla, even though it's much smaller. And the reason for that is the really small bonnet. Now, it's basically the same size as the previous version, which is 3.73 meters long. That's 145.6 inches. Trunk capacity actually has increased. So the boot size has gone up by 8%. It's got a 308 litre boot, which reinforces my point. The Corolla has a 270 litre boot. So the boot size is actually 10% bigger, but you get 35 more litres of space, or 1.23 cubic feet in the frunk. It now has a frunk for the first time ever. So basically Dacia have gone, you know what, we can fit a frunk in the front of this vehicle. There's no reason why not to. Now, there's 3 versions of this vehicle in Europe, and it's one of the best-selling cars there because it's so incredibly affordable. Guys, what are your thoughts on this? Would you consider a car like this as a second vehicle at these kind of prices? I think I probably would. I'm a big fan. It'd be great for school trips, picking the kids up from school, doing errands, going to the shops, etc. And for me, going to the hospital, which seems to be a more common happenstance over the last few months. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.